This is Sherry, and today we're going to meet one of our VAs who were supposed to have a reduced hours with her client during this COVID-19 crisis, but when the client told her that he might reduce her hours, um, she told them that it's going to be hard not to have the time that she enjoys, so she might look for other opportunities, and the client kind of had second thoughts of reducing her hours, and then suddenly they decided to really keep her because they valued her so much. So we find it really inspiring for all of our VAs. So that's why I took this chance to really interview her, how she did it, and just to get something out of this. So, Karina, can you tell me who you are and who your client is, and just the general information about you as a VA with virtual elves?
Hi everyone. This is Karina. I've been with Virtual Elves for half a year already, and I started with Luvo, and I'm working with Gary and Nikhil. Yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
far,
Okay.
they're my only clients with VE.
Yeah. She, the only client for her, and it's full time role that they were supposed to reduce, but now they retained her. So, Karina, what what were you doing to keep the client value you this much and keep you full time, even though we have this crisis?
Honestly, I don't know, but maybe because they know whatever challenge they give me, I'm up for the challenge. I'm very open to learning new skills, and they know I'm very flexible. Even though they message me at 9 o'clock in the evening or 10 o'clock in the evening, although it's way late in Australia already, I always make time to reply, and I make sure that I will tell them that okay, I will do this first thing in the morning. Regard if they message me in very early, because my time is 8 o'clock. Sometimes they message me at 7 a.m. here in the Philippines. They ask me if I'm okay to work earlier, and yeah, I agree. I tell them that it's not a problem with me, and I'm very honest. If they tell me like, Karina, do you know how to use lucid chart? I always tell them I really don't have any idea, but I'm willing to learn. If you can provide me any links or any tutorials, or we can they can teach me via Zoom. They value, I think they value it because I'm very honest. I don't tell them that yeah, I know this, and I will end up not knowing it.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, honesty is always the best policy. And you
Yeah,
mentioned you are very responsive to them, but it does not necessarily mean that you're going to work on them right away. You just
yeah,
respond to them and said, "Okay, I got this, but I'll work on it tomorrow."
yeah,
And I think just being there for them makes them think that this is really a VA that we want to keep.
yeah.
So that's nice. um how do you make the clients feel that you are really working and devoting your full-time role on a daily basis? So you said earlier that okay, you are responsive, you're saying okay, I'll work on it tomorrow, but then how do they know that you have worked on it, or you're actually doing the training? Because again, this is remote, remember, so
Yeah.
the trust value is important. So how do you do that?
We have this air table wherein we put our tasks. I make sure that all the work that I did is uploaded there. When I send my daily report, it's really detailed. Like I put how many persons I added in their network, how many invitations I've sent, how many. I'm very detailed with the figures, so maybe that's one thing. They are assured that I'm doing it, and every work I do, I send an email that I did this, I did that. Here is the thing that I revised, or the calendar I sent. Even though they already received the calendar invite, I still reply to their email that I did it already. And any task that I'm not really sure of, I make sure that I ask them in via Slack, because one thing they instructed me is there are no stupid questions.
That's
So
nice.
even though they think, for me maybe it's stupid, but for them it matters. So even though it's really shallow for me, like, do I need to ask this? I still ask. So maybe that's one thing they value, because I'm not afraid to ask.
Right. Yeah, so you creating them a picture that you're there, plus you are telling them exactly what is happening. So
Yeah.
they imagine in their mind what is really happening instead of them wondering what's happening. What is they don't really have to check it. You just have to tell them. So the typical VA EA type where you really update the client. So because they have that picture that Corina is working, this is the picture of what's happening, then they get that sort of trust and they're confident with you. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. And that plus your honesty. So Karina, what advice can you give to the VAs who want to keep their clients long term like you do?
Maybe have a very good communication with your client. Be very honest, and sometimes I don't know if it helps. Like, since we're in the Philippines and they're in Australia, every time that I read the news about anything happening in Australia, I reach out. I ask
Mm,
them, how are you doing? I heard there's a fire, or there's a typhoon, or there's the COVID case. I ask them if they're okay, to take extra care. Even the
wow.
staff, because they connected me to two of the recruitment. I even make time to message them that how are they doing? Please take extra care and everything like that.
Wow, that's
So they
nice.
know. Yeah, so I think they know that I'm there for them, even though I'm here in the Philippines.
Right.
Plus, it's not like it's just a job. It's more of I treat them like my family.
Right. That's really building a relationship.
Yeah.
I remember that's one important, in fact, the number one value that we have in our, core values in virtual elves is client care, and you did
Yeah.
exactly that. So, and I sort of inspired by how it's an extra mile already. It's not just work, 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 but it's really building
Yeah.
that relationship. So if you find, as you mentioned, if you find news in Australia, you just don't ignore it. You think of them,
Yeah.
so that's nice. That's nice to know. Well, Karina, this is going to be very short, but it's really inspiring, and I'm pretty sure it's going to help most of our VAs because we're all after long-term career here in Virtual Elves. Thank you so much, Karina, for the
Thank
time, and have a
you.
good day.